Now I'm going to tell you how I set my drag. You may have your own little technique. That's good, but this is how I do it. So anyway, I fish between mountain trout, carp, bass. So it's a wide gap there. What I do, and so if you're in saltwater, things may be a little different. The terrain, if it's fast streams, lake, it's all going to be different. But this is kind of a rule of thumb of where I start at. And once you start catching these fish, you're going to kind of decide, okay, this is too light, this is too much. But rule number one for your drag is to protect your tippet. Your tippet, your leader, whatever you want to call it. Well, actually, it's leader tippet. But it's to protect your tippet. And so this is how I pretty much do it. Rule of thumb, I guess. Yeah, our lips were just dry. I mean, you could pull on it, but it's like, you can really pull, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, lips are dry. Grab it with a firm grip, try to pull it off. Actually, that's pretty good. You make your adjustments there. Actually, that was pretty good. It was pretty spot on. But and you can get a feel for pulling it, like pulling it out. So then, once you get this tippet, this drag set, you know, this is how it's going to go down. Hook. And then if this fish starts taking off, you got to point your rod, you can't even see it on this camera system. Point your rod at the fish. So whenever your rod is pointing like this, the drag's going to be less, okay? And when you start taking the rod up, that's when the maximum amount of drag will continue. So when you get a big fish, it's going to burn, it's going to take off. You know, hook, it's going to take off, and the first instinct is to fight it back. But as soon as you do that, it could just bust your tippet, and then it's gone. So you get one that runs, just kind of point the rod at the fish, and just let him burn it out, okay? And then he's going to tire out, and then you can do your stuff and bring him in. Personally, me, I'd rather have my drag set a little bit looser than tight as it should be. Just for the simple fact, there's a little tricks that you can do to increase the drag. One is on the reel here, you can have your finger on the spool, and that's going to just put a little bit of friction on there. Something I'll do, and if you got one that you're really fighting, I'll just take the line up here, and I just hold it up through here. They'll set it too light basically, and so when that fish takes off and it bolts and it's going to go out like this, what's going to happen is this reel is going to backspin. I don't even want to do this because it's a mess. I don't even know if it's going to do it or not. See how it like back kicks out here? This isn't too bad. But some of my other reels, it's a complete nightmare. I mean, it's just like, you'll do it one time and then you're not going to do it again because you're sitting on the bank figuring this thing out.